have put together 10 questions you should ask yourself if you're about starting a business. Maybe you have this business idea in your head, and then you want to start a business and then you don't know how to go about it. I'm going to help you with these 10 questions you can ask yourself. Then when you succeeded in answering these questions, you can go ahead and start your business. Even if you have a business already, maybe as a startup, or your business has been in existence for some time, and then maybe you just want to improve, or you just want to, you can also try answering this question for yourself. If you're about starting a business, the first question you should ask yourself is, what kind of problem is my business going to solve? Is it in services? Do you want to start a kind of service business, maybe like washing of clothes? What kind of problem is it solving? You should have an answer to that, right? Or is it a product? This is my business that I'm about starting. What kind of solution am I rendering? Because people will always want to offer their money for value. If what you are offering is not able to solve, maybe, let me not say 100%, at least it should be able to solve a problem. If what you're offering is not valuable enough, then you should know that you will not really have customers. You will not really have people coming to you to exchange their money for it. So you should list out. And I used to say, like, I used to tell myself, if I have any idea, I don't just like that brain something, I will store it in my head. Is in my head. Look for a book, look for a pen, write those things out, those things you feel that your business is going to solve. The number 2 question you should ask yourself is, where am I getting my capital? Am I going to look for an investor? Or do you have the money? Maybe you've been saving for some time, like what I did for my own business. I run a liquid soap business. I produce liquid soap and I brand it for both domestic and commercial use. What I did was that I had saved my capital for some time. So if you know that you don't have someone that is going to sponsor your business, I'll advise that maybe you give yourself some target. You say, okay, maybe you're working for somebody. I'm going to save maybe my 6 month salary. I'm going to save maybe a 70% from it, so that I'll be able to use it to start my business. And I used to advise someone, let me just give this tip. If you're starting a business, I will always advise you start it as a side hustle first. That is not what we are going to talk about today. And in another video, I'm going to make a video on the different tips, things you should know before starting your business. But for today, but for this post, I'm just going to give you questions you should ask yourself. The number 2 question was, where am I getting my capital from? Is it self-sponsored, or am I going to look for an investor? The number 3 question is, where am I getting my raw materials from? Where can I buy my raw materials? If you want to go into production, like maybe you want to bake cake, or you want to do chin chin or peanuts, where am I going to buy my raw materials, like your flours, your oil? Where are you going to buy it at a cheaper rate? You have to put that into consideration. If you have someone that is already into this business, you can walk up to the person and ask the person, please, where do you buy your raw materials for your production? You can also browse online. Whatsoever business you're going to do, especially when you're into production, or do you want to sell retail, maybe like people that you want to run a provision store. You are not the one producing those things, so you need, like, where am I going to go and buy this product that I'm going to sell at a cheaper rate? And then answer the question. The number 4 question you should ask yourself, I don't know, I should have made this number 1 point, but this is very important. Who are my customers? Where can I find them? You should be able to identify the different set of people that are going to patronize you. For my business now, like I produce liquid soap. Liquid soap is used for washing. It can be clothes, it can be plates, since mine is a multi-purpose liquid soap. So now, where can I find my customers? Number one, restaurants. All these restaurants, they need this liquid soap to use in washing their plates. And also, they keep this liquid soap on the table so that once their customers finish eating, they can use it to wash their hand. So now I have identified my number one customer. The next one, who again? Is you should like list out different people. Is it mothers that will patronize me more? Is it fathers that will patronize me more? Is it the teens? Hotels, like my business, hotels. Everybody washes their plates after eating or washes their clothes. So you should be able to identify who your customer is so that when you get into marketing, your product, you know the right people you are going to approach to buy your product instead of wasting time, resources, going targeting the wrong people because you don't know. So you have to ask yourself this question: who are my customers? Where can I find them? What is the right time to approach them? Is it salary earners? So you know that the right time to approach them is during the end of the month or maybe first week of the month. The number 5 question you should ask yourself is, why am I going to succeed in this market? Describe how you're going to win. Make a list, a torn list of it. All these questions you can browse online to get answers to it so that it can serve as a guideline for you as you're about starting your business, or even if you're in the business already. Why am I going to win in this business? The next question you should ask yourself is, how am I going to sell my products? Like, what kind of marketing strategy am I going to use to sell my products? Will I have a shop, or am I selling it online on social media? What kind of strategy am I going to use? Is it the content making strategy? There are different marketing strategy, and I want to make a post on this different marketing strategy. So if you would love me to make the post about different marketing strategies you can try for your business, comment in the comment section. I'm interested. It will serve as a motivation to me, and I'm going to do it for you. Once you are able to answer the question of where and how you can sell your products, the next question you should ask yourself is, how am I going to convince people to buy from me? You should know that before you started that business, somebody else is already doing it. And most of them, they've gained a name. So you're just about starting and people don't really know you. People don't even know what you're capable of doing. You should sit down and think, what kind of strategy am I going to use to convince people to buy from me? To convince people that my product is better than the other ones in existence. So this is something you should sit down and think, so that you will not come and be surprised, or so that what happened to me will not happen to you. I remember the first time I actually went to go and give my liquid soap in one supermarket. So the lady asked me, I was trying to convince her to buy from me, that my product is good and that it's offering the same value like the other companies before me. Like, let me say the modern fridge. So she was like, how are you going to convince me that this your product is better than this one that has already been in the market for more than 10 years? That was when I told her, Ma, you just have to buy it and go and try. She said, no. So this is something you should sit down and think about it, so that even when somebody asks you, you'll be able to explain and defend your business well. The number 8 question you should ask yourself is, how will this my products reach my consumers, reach my customers? How will I deliver it? This was something I did not think about when I was about starting my business. Are you going to need delivery man, or will you deliver it to your customers? And then the we build something, how are you going to go about it? So you need to sit down and think. Or will my customers just have to walk into the shop and buy from me? So you have to think, how will I deliver my product to my consumers? How will this product get to my consumers? If you watched this video to this point, I think you have found this video helpful. Just give me a like and then comment so that I can be encouraged. The last question you should ask yourself is, what are my goals in this business? What is my purpose? What am I planning to achieve in this business? What am I planning to achieve in this business? Set goals for yourself. And then, not just setting these goals, make a detailed step by step on how you're going to achieve these goals. Know your destination, know where you're heading to. When you're able to answer these questions, you can go ahead and start that business and watch yourself excel. We've come to the end of this video and I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye.